Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dump and Dish Podcast, episode number 22. I'm Coach Switz here with my co-host, Coach Zane. How are we doing today, Zane?
Awesome. How are you doing, Switzy?
Oh, no complaints. Tuesday morning. Pretty nice outside.
Yep.
And, yeah, pretty good.
Fall weather's kind of rolled in for a little bit. I see it's supposed
It's
to
rolling back out
Yeah,
this
I
afternoon.
was going to say it's supposed to be back up in the 90s for the weekend.
Thursday, Friday. That'll be nice. So I can get one last weekend of heat.
Yeah, I can do that. One more weekend in the pool before start talking about shutting it down here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's crazy that it's over.
It's over. It's all over.
Yeah.
Green tarps now we're going to look at.
But it's hockey season.
It is. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
How was your weekend? What'd you do this weekend?
Awesome weekend. We had the Cyclones golf tournament on Sunday, so that was awesome. Thanks for coming out and helping out the girls club there, Switzy.
We did the coolest thing ever. We drove the beer cart this weekend.
That was
First
awesome.
time ever. A lot of fun. If you were ever wondering, it's as much fun as it looks.
It might have been one of the only times as a coach that everybody was happy to see me.
Yeah. Every time they see you, there are smiles.
There were smiles on every group that we rolled up to and offering drinks and waters and smoothies or whatever else we had in the cart. But no, that was awesome. It was a fun time. It was great to see everybody out there. All the groups are having a blast and great weather. It was awesome weather.
Yeah, well, it was about perfect. We probably should have played. It was so nice.
Yeah, and great showing for the first golf tournament for the Lady Cyclones. So that was the first annual tournament. We'll be doing that every year. So really cool to see the turnout that we had. They threw it together in about 2 months to get it going. So and it turned out really
nice course out there.
Oh,
I forgot how nice that course was.
It was Bear Creek out there in Wentzville. Yeah, it was really nice.
If you're forgetting about it, give it a chance. It was in great shape. A little wet. I don't know what's going on out there in Wentzville, but they must have had monsoon season.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if they had a sprinkler problem or what, but all the fairways were a little wet. But the course was in great shape. And it's only going to get better. All the courses in St. Louis, now that it's cooled down a little bit, the greenskeepers can take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath.
And not have to
till tomorrow.
Not battling 100. Well, it's even then. It's supposed to be
low
warm,
90s,
but low 90s. It's not 103 cooking their greens. So
we released Sunday night camps on Friday last week. Yeah. Going good. Yeah. Pretty excited about it. Check it out if you're interested. Sunday nights, 7 to or 6:30 to 8:30?
Yeah, for those beginner players, it's great to build those foundational skills.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of balance, stride work, forward, backwards. So if you're looking for in the beginner level camps, intermediate's more, intermediate, advanced, we take it to the next level. But if you're looking to really make those strides as a newer hockey player. Here in St. Louis, those are great camps to really get out in front of your peers that are also playing at that level and start to really progress quickly.
You know what I'm pumped about? Small groups are filling up pretty quick.
Yes,
That's pretty exciting. I'm real excited. That went off pretty well for us. So I'm excited for those Tuesday, Thursdays. That should be a good time.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, this week, start of the season. I'm a new coach. I raised my hand at the wrong time in the wrong sport. Help me out. We'll start with, let's see. How to make a practice plan.
Practice plans.
And are they important? Let's start there. Are they important?
Practice plans are super important. The biggest thing is getting your whole coaching staff on the same page.
Okay.
For myself as a head coach, creating that plan, sending that out to the assistant coaches so that when we come into a huddle as a group of players and myself, they're setting up the next drill. Reducing the amount of time in between drills. Ice time is so expensive and so valuable that I see too many teams where.
How do we set up a practice plan, Coach?
Oh, you want to start all the way back
that was
okay.
the question.
Gotcha. Setting up you asked the importance of the practice plan, and that's where I'm going with that, is the importance of the practice plan is one, so that all of your coaches are on the same page. But setting up the practice plan, skills early on in the season. We make sure that we're hitting our skating, hitting our stick handling, our passing, our shooting, all of those things that we need to knock the rust off if you're at a higher level. Lower levels, we need to start building those foundations so that we can move into other skills. But beginning of every practice for me is 20 minutes or so of line skating, line stick handling up and down the ice with all the players and making sure that they have the right mechanics. After that, for my younger kids, we go into station-based practices. And so I'm creating every station. And I make sure I have one fun one in there when I'm making that practice plan. So there'll be five or so of skill-based, working on some skill, and then one of them will be, they're still working on a skill, but it'll be like freeze tag. So we're still skating, we're still, working on skating and turns and stuff, because I make them, when they unfreeze them, they have to skate all the way around them, they have to do a tight turn. Mm-hmm. So we're still working on a skill, but that kind of gives their brain a break too. They get a break in one of the stations for 5 or 6 minutes where they're not thinking about going around cones, making whatever skill, stick handling, passing, whatever we're working on inside of those.
How many stations do you have for your one team practice?
If
you're doing a station-based practice.
For my
for any team, they're all reasonably the same size.
They are, but we put 4 teams on the ice at a time sometimes in St. Louis. And so I'm working with those other coaches to create the 5 or 6 stations. If it's just one team, we can work together most of the time, or it's 2 split up into 2 different stations if we're half ice or third ice practices.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. What about a season plan? How do you design your season?
Start off, again, building those foundational skills. I see too many coaches that jump right into like, we're going to work on the breakout on the first day. Well, cool. Can you stick handle? Can you pass? Those are all the skills that then go into a breakout. Then we can start worrying about positioning. So I work on making sure we can hit those fundamental skills, and then I can put them in a situation like last practice with my C2 team. We worked on skating down, getting down to where the hash marks would be for a breakout pass. Coach makes that pass, and they're working on catching that pass and then skating up the ice with it. And it's just breaking those higher level plays down into little bite-sized pieces to work on that. And then we started with just lines and stick handling, and then we went to some shooting work where we skated down a little bit, made one move on a pad, and took a shot. We were just working on those fundamental skills and building those up to then work into more advanced things as we move on through the season.
Gotcha. Now, you so like when your first day, you just picked your team. Do you look at the season? Do you like, you went through that pretty quick. And,
yeah.
How do you decide what you want to teach for the year? Things like that. Like hockey's, there's a lot of places to go. There's a lot of squirrels.
Yeah. Again, back to just the basic skills. I got to look at my roster and see where they're at. Some of the girls are new. Some of them have been playing for a couple of years, and right sizing those skills to help the team progress, get those girls who are new up to speed with the girls who have been doing this for a couple of years.
Yep.
Without also losing those girls at the top because they're like, yeah, coach, we've done this for the last 3 years. So creating situations and splitting them up by skill. That's another thing that I do is if there's a group that needs to just work on standing still and stick handling, setting them over with an assistant coach. Hey, you're just going to work on stick handling on a line. We're just working on moving that puck back and forth in front of their body, just basic stick handling or balance or whatever that may be. Well, the rest of the group can maybe start applying that into skating and stick handling with the puck. But we're both working on stick handling, but trying to get those girls caught up or boys caught up as fast as possible to the rest of the group.
Gotcha. All right, last week's game of the week, Blues versus TI 2014s. Looks like the Blues smacked around the old TI team last weekend. We had a 5-2 win and an 8-3 win. Nice job, boys. Representing well.
Yeah.
TI usually has a pretty strong squad, so I'm pretty impressed with that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This week's top game, I think, is the 15 Blues versus Dallas Stars Elite. Dallas Stars put a nice little program together. They've been getting a beating in the media lately, but the AAA team's come a long way down there in Dallas, which is pretty impressive. That's Friday night, 5 p.m. at Centene if you're looking for that. I'm not sure what rink that's going to be on, probably USA or NHL, but that should be a good one there. I'm excited to. I'm probably pop in on the old live barn there and watch that.
Sweet.
Anything else you got going, Coach?
No, the only thing also for new coaches, find a manager who's been through it. If you're a new coach,
veteran manager.
Don't get a brand new manager. Also, try to find somebody who has an older sibling that's been through this. I've got that at my C2 team. It's been awesome. I've got one of the moms who's got older siblings that play for the Rockets, and she's been awesome because she already knows, like, all right, cool, we've got to get to the scheduling meeting. We've got to get, these things. We've got to get these people certified. She already knows what needs to happen behind the scenes.
Yeah, all the check boxes that need to be checked.
So, yes, if you're a new coach at a new level, find somebody who's been there as your team manager and, really, let them go off with the stuff off the ice so you can focus on creating those practice plans, team planning, all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Smart advice. Cool. That's real good advice. Now we got a birthday today, Coach. You
know
whose birthday it is today?
Oh, Miss Alyssa.
Miss Alyssa's, she's got to be, 37 now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. No, she's 25. Youngster. Young pup. All right, that's all we got for today. Coach, you got anything else?
Nope. Happy birthday, Alyssa.
Happy birthday, Alyssa. Episode 22 in the books. We're out. See ya.